6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down per minute and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Touchdown! Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Broncos 14, Bears nothing.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. The Bears at 3-9 now on the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
3rd and long, it's Fields. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit after they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's Wilson to throw. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Broncos. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Broncos are able to add on to their first half lead. McManus's point after is good. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Dancing to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the 50, here's Fields. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball,
the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
Now Wilson back into his end zone. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw from his end zone, Wilson. Man open, he's got it complete to Courtland Sutton. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him, 15 big yards. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Open man, and again it's Sutton. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Throwing again here, Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Completes the pass to Judy on the crossing pattern. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They have their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. He broke that line of scrimmage and then let it fly, and that's an automatic flag.
Yeah, and you don't just lose the 5 yards there, but you lose it down as well. So he obviously needs to have better awareness about what he's going to do. Either tuck it and go or throw it to a target and get that pass away.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now it's Fields. And he'll go underneath here to Breida. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, They run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
From the 29, Fields eluding the pressure right. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Running left, here's Edmonds. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down.
Those big ends don't really care what the play call is. Big pass, RPO, handoff, whatever. Their job, get behind the line of scrimmage every play and run down whoever has the ball. Mission accomplished there.
Third and long, it's Wilson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And this won't get there, won't be online either. It's no good, off to the right, but that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
And he'll work down inside the 45.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 44, Fields. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Off play action, Fields. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Well, they only had a yard to go. They try to pass the football. Defense blitz. Defense got there.
Yeah, I think on this one, this is probably good scouting, understanding a few tendencies and figuring out that, hey, they may take a shot, and they dialed up the pressure and got to him.
And here we go on 4th down, Fields. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Broncos will take over on downs.
4th down, and they take to the air, which really isn't a major surprise, but how about the coverage? They're able to bat it down.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
In motion goes the tight end. Play action. Now Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And this one is incomplete.
The offense schemed, going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw is Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That was Eddie Jackson on the safety blitz, dropping the quarterback. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. A run between the tackles with Breida. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw is Fields. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kwan Williams. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 7-yard line.
A give to Williams, running right. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Power. Check. 14, run it.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Check busy. Good play.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Odell Beckham with career touchdown number 75. And the Broncos look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes this 35-0 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
Escaping the pressure right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Here's Fields. Buying time to his left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Here comes the Bears punter now. Standing just outside his own goal line. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And returning it, here's Hamler. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Wilson now off the bootleg. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but, Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it as well. The other fan base, they might disagree with what they've seen, but the one that's winning, they're certainly getting their money's worth.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
Again, Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
3 yards remain for second down. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Wilson wants to throw it. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. Yeah, the Broncos are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. McManus now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film section tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Fields hit and the ball is loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through, and that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Now a throw to the end end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. But at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. He wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's got reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. For the winning team.